Hey everyone, welcome to today's intermediate level Pilates session. So we'll get straight into it. Let's start by bringing our feet hip width apart. So feet together, turn the toes out, bring the heels back behind the toes. Just relax the knees. Excellent, okay. Let's bring our hips to neutral. Alright, so taking the hands to the outside of the hips, picturing your lower tummy and hips being like a bucket full of water. Let's tip some water out the front of your bucket and out the back. I'm going to do this side on just to show you. Tip water out the front of your bucket, tip water out the back of your bucket. And now just find a spot in the middle. So bring ourselves to a nice neutral position here. Okay, now let's switch on our deeper core. So picturing a belt wrapping around your lower tummy. And let's just tighten it in about 2 notches. So just feeling that draw in away from your fingertips. And you should only be working at about 4 out of 10 here. Alright, maintaining that now. We're going to do a couple of standing exercises here. Nice and wide across your shoulders. You can place the hands on the hips again. Rise up onto your toes and come down. Excellent. Rise up and down. So we're just going to start with a couple of standing exercises to get ourselves warmed up before we come down onto the mat. So just rising up and down, and just be conscious that you're staying in that neutral position at the hips and you're just switching on the core. So still just working in about that 4 out of 10 here. You'll feel this in the calves. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's take the feet a little bit wider. So work them out, toes and heels, toes and heels. Okay, let's take those feet out towards the side, bend the knees. Again, find your neutral here. It'll be a little bit more challenging. You'll want to spill all the water out the back of your bucket. Stay in that neutral position, arms out, and let's just pulse up and down here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push through the heels, come up, arms down by your side. Let's go again. Inhale, sit down. Find your neutral. Tighten your belt and let's pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push through the heels, come up. Last time. Pulsing up and down. Checking you're still in that neutral. I always encourage people to use your hands just to give you that feedback. Just to see where you are in space. 3, 2, 1, and come up. Let's come down there one more time, and we're just going to add a little side bend, alright? So reaching over to your right side, back to center. Let's exhale, reach over, lengthen out through the arm, and back to center. One more time each side. Last time. And push back up. Well done. Work those feet back in. Okay, we're going to come into a lunge position now. So let's come to the top of your mat. Alright, and we're going to step back with our right leg. So it's just a small step back. Hands on the hips. Bend both knees. So still in neutral, up nice and tall, and hold here. So we're just warming up through those legs, holding this position. Okay. Once you get your balance here, add some little heel raises for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back to center. Step back with your left. Bend those knees. Switching on core again. Still in neutral. And let's lift that front heel up nice and tall. Core is working. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Excellent. Great stuff. Okay. So we're going to come down onto our mats now. We're actually going to start on our backs. Okay. So I use a little block under my head. If you're doing this at home, you can just use a little cushion, anything at all. The idea is that when we're in a lying position, our forehead should be parallel with the floor or with the ceiling. So sometimes when we don't have the block, we can feel like our head is kind of reaching behind us. But we just want to bring it to a nice neutral position. Okay, resting arms down by your side, knees bent and feet about hip width apart. Let's switch on the core here again, okay? So I want you to rock your hips forward. Open up that space between the lower back and the mat, or like we did in standing, tipping the water out the front of the bucket. Roll your hips back. Press your lower back down into the mat. Really closing down on that space. And now find your spot in the middle. Okay, hands to the lower tummy, draw the belly button in. So that's engaging the core, and I'll refer to that now. I won't talk through it anymore. So I'll just encourage you to engage the core, so that's what you're doing. So keeping that core engaged, let's bring one leg up to tabletop. Okay, I'm going to exhale as I reach my leg forward. And inhale, come back in, but nothing is changing here at my center. Exhaling forward. Inhaling in. Good. We're going to do 6 more of those. So I'm just warming up those tummy muscles before I go into some of the more challenging exercises. Three more. Last 2. Last one. And rest that leg down. Okay, bringing the other leg up. Reaching along with the leg. Keeping core engaged. That's it. And just breathing through the exercises. Sometimes in Pilates we end up concentrating so much that we hold our breath. Nice deep breaths. And relax that leg down. Great stuff. Okay, so from here I'm going to go into my hundreds. So I'm going to bring one leg up to tabletop. Again, making sure core is engaged. I'm lifting my arms up and I'm going to start adding my pulses. Inhaling as I pulse 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time on this side. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax the arms down, relax your right leg down. Let's bring your left leg up and we're going to do that again for 5 breaths. Okay, arms up. Inhale, pulse 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Three more. Last time. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax the arms down and relax that leg down. Okay, we're going to make that a little bit more challenging. Okay, so we're going to do it with both legs up in tabletop. So what I want you to do is just make sure that you're in your neutral position. And think about drawing your ribs down to your hip bones. Okay, so let those ribs really connect down. Alright, bring one leg up. And now you're going to have to switch on a lot more of those tummy muscles as this second leg comes up. They're going to have to work a lot harder. So the last time, we did 5 breaths with each leg. Okay, so we did our 100, but we did 50 and 50. Okay, we're going to go for 10 breaths this time with the legs up. Okay, so inhaling as we pulse for 5, exhaling as we pulse for 5, and what we end up doing is 100 arm pulses. So that's where the name comes from. Alright, so let's go for this. Arms up, keeping core engaged, that's your main consideration. And let's inhale, pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. 3 more. Last time. Lower your arms down, bring one leg down and follow with the other. Excellent stuff, great work. Okay, so from here we're going to take both hands behind your head, interlock the fingers. Alright, so what I often find is when I come into this position, my ribs actually flare out. So I don't get that connection when I'm drawing the ribs down to the hip bones. Alright, so what I'm going to get you to do is point your elbows up towards the ceiling and just feel how much easier it is to create that connection in your middle. So I'm still in neutral, okay? I'm not pressing my back into the mat to help me get that connection. Staying in neutral, drawing in my belt and drawing ribs to hips. Okay, so the next exercise I'm going to be coming up into my sit-up, alright? But what you're going to want to do as you come up is press your lower back into the mat, alright? To really do this and work on our deeper core, we need to stay in that neutral. So you'll find it a little bit challenging if you're new to Pilates, but pare the exercise back as much as you need to, so just move up as high as you can while maintaining your correct form. So we're going to go for 8 of these. So set yourself up, engage the core, ribs to hips. Exhale as we lift up and inhale down. Exhale up, and I'm keeping a little gap between my chin and chest. I'm not coming up into this position, really stretching those muscles at the back of the neck. Okay, 5 more and 4 and 3 and 2 and last time, and rest down. Okay, keep your right hand behind your head, left arm down by your side. This time I'm creating that connection across the tummy. So picture your bottom rib, your bottom right rib going towards your left hip bone, and let's go for 8 here. Exhale up, inhale down, and as I come up, I'm still in neutral. I'm not pressing my lower back into the mat. And I have to work against that. My back wants to press down. 4 more here. Still keeping that little gap between chin and chest. Eyes looking through my left knee as I come up. Last 2 here. And last time. And switch. Left hand behind my head, right arm down by my side. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And 4 more. And last time, and rest down. Okay, take that other hand behind your head. So both hands behind the head again, fingers interlocked, elbows towards the ceiling. We're going to bring one leg to tabletop now. Okay, still in neutral, core still engaged, connecting a lot more of the core now to bring that second leg up. Now what I'm going to do is move from my hips, keeping the angle at my knees the exact same all the time. I'm going to touch my heel off the mat. Come back up, and then I'm going to go to the other side. So we're still up in our sit-up position, okay, still in neutral. So I have that tiny little sense of a gap kind of between my lower back and the mat. And each time you come back up with the legs, think about just connecting the heels just for that bare second, okay? When we have our legs in tabletop, I always encourage people to just draw the heels in together. Okay, so we're going to make this a little bit tougher. Alright, so you keep working. I'm going to talk through the next part. Just in case you're finding that this is a little bit hard on the back, okay, you can just go with one leg, down and up. Alright, so that's a modification here that I often give in my classes. So if you need to do that, work away. The last thing you want to do is working to peel, okay? So sometimes if we progress on too quickly, we can find that some of the exercises can put pressure on the lower back, all right? So as one leg comes down, the other leg comes up now, and I'm going to keep going here for 10, 9, 8, 7, and you'll start to feel a little burn with this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can leave that leg down, bring the other leg down, and return back to your mat. And forgetting about any engagement, let's just stretch out, straighten out both legs, extend those arms up over the head, right down to the ground behind you. Interlock at your fingers, rotate at your wrists, and reach your palms away. Really lengthen it out, and just take a couple of big deep breaths here, in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Filling the lungs with air, in through the nose. Last time, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And relax. So you can bring those arms back down by your side. Bring both feet in nice and close to your bottom. Bring the feet hip width apart. Okay, just rock your hips forward and back again. Okay, find your neutral. Tighten in your belt. I'm going to take both hands behind my head again. Elbows to the ceiling, connect ribs to hips. Really creating that connection to bring us up into our sit-up. And let's hold here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring one leg to tabletop. Following with the other, connecting a lot more of those tummy muscles. Flexing the feet and gluing my heels together. I'm going to think about pushing something really, really heavy with my feet away from me, okay? So think about like a leg press. I'm pushing out, really creating that energy. And now I'm pulling back in against something. Good. And push out. So you're trying to actually make yourself work a lot harder and pull back. So creating the energy there through the legs, which in turn you're going to feel right here in your middle. So let's go for 4 more. And this one should feel tough. 4. Exhale out. Inhale in. Last 2. Last time. And hug your knees into your chest. And take a rest here. Good. So just into a quick stretch. Straighten out your right leg. I really like this one. Left leg to tabletop. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Pull it to your right side. Reach away with your left arm, looking over your left shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. And relax down. Okay, right leg to tabletop. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Pull it down. Reach away with that right arm, looking over the shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. And relax down. Well done. Okay, so I'm going to move my block out from behind my head now. We're going to go into some of our glute bridges. Okay, so I'm going to bring the feet in nice and close to the bottom. Alright, feet together, then bring them to hip width apart. Okay, so to come into our glute bridges, I'll just talk through the first one. I'm going to have my arms down by my side. Alright, I'm going to roll my hips back to press my lower back into the mat. And then I'm gradually going to peel up. So think about a sticker peeling up from the mat. So one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up. Okay, so once I come up, think about lengthening through your knees. I find that actually really good. It encourages us to be up in that nice straight line position. Draw your sit bones in together. Okay, so creating that connection at the bottom. Think about drawing in your belt and connecting ribs to hips. And now I feel like I'm working quite hard just to hold this position. Okay, so when you're ready, coming up into your bridge. So I'll go through it one more time. If you're already up there, you can stay holding. Roll your hips back, pressing your back into the mat. Gradually start to come up, working through your tailbone all the way up to your mid-back, arms by your side. Lengthen through your knees, draw in your sit bones. Tighten your belt, ribs to hips, and hold here. That's it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And to come down, we're going to articulate down, starting by bringing my mid-back back towards the mat, working all the way down, right down to my tailbone, and finishing by rolling my hips slightly forward. And let's come back up again. Roll those hips back, press your lower back into the mat. Gradually peel up, lengthen through your knees, draw in your sit bones, tighten your belt, ribs to hips. Excellent. Once you're here, take both arms up, fingertips to the ceiling. So what I'm going to do now is exhale, take my arms back to the ground behind me. Okay, but what I want to do is keep that connection between my ribs and my hips. So what I mean by that is, as the arms come back, I don't want to flare out at the ribs and disengage at the core. I want to keep the ribs drawn down towards the hips. And it'll make it a little bit more challenging. So I have to move back a little bit slower with the arms. And then come back up. And you find that you don't really have the same range, but we're really using our core here. And I can really feel those muscles in the bottom working quite hard here as well to hold me up. So especially when we switch everything on here and we set ourselves up really, really well, we can really feel that nice work. But we know we're doing everything safely, we're set up so we're minding our backs, really working on those deep stabilizing muscles. And let's articulate back down, mid-back hits first, roll all the way down to your tailbone, arms come back by your side. Excellent, well done. Let's go again, roll your hips back, articulating up into your bridge, lengthen through your knees, squeeze glutes, tighten belt, ribs to hips. Okay, excellent. So our next variation, I'm going to have my arms facing up. Now again, I'm going to turn the hands so my palms are nice and flat, facing away from me. I'm going to take both arms down by my side, so elbows are in line with my shoulders. I'm going to try to take my hands to the ground behind me. Okay, I'm going to lengthen those arms back along the mat. I'm going to come back in. Hands are going to come back up. Fingertips to the ceiling, and I'm going to roll back down, nice and gently. Good. And bring those arms back down. Excellent, well done. Okay, one last variation of our bridge. Let's roll the hips back, gradually peeling up. Excellent. Lengthen through your knees, tighten belt, ribs to hips. Alright. Let's take both arms up again, fingertips to the ceiling. You can turn the palms in to face each other this time. Let's try lift that right arm up a little bit higher, lifting your shoulder blade off the mat, and then come back down, and then go with your left, up and down. You're reaching up nice and high. Just getting some nice gentle movement in around those shoulder blades to distract us from all the work, those muscles in our bottom, and that's what our legs are doing. 3, 2, 1, and rest back down. Bring the arms back down by your sides. Okay, straighten out your right leg, left leg to tabletop. Pulling down to your right side, look over your left shoulder, creating that nice stretch. And come back to center. And let's switch sides, right leg to tabletop. Holding here. And come back to center. Excellent. Draw both knees into your chest. Take the hands to the back of your knees. We're going to rock back and we're going to roll up to seated. Okay everyone, so from here we're going to come over to an all fours position. Okay, so we're going to start with our knees under our hips and our wrists just in front of our shoulders. Okay, have a nice little gap between your knees here as well. So I want you to rock your hips forward and back, forward and back, and let's find a spot in the middle. So where we have a nice flat back position, we're in that neutral position that we spoke about, and we're drawing our belly button in towards our backs, or tightening in our belt. So core is engaged. The challenge is going to be to maintain that as we go through the next few exercises. So we're going to start with our mini plank. I really like this one. We're going to curl the toes under, and keeping our core engaged, we're going to lift our knees just 1 inch from the mat. So lifting both the knees up just 1 inch, just have a little look back, make sure that's where they are. And we're going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees and sit back to your heels. So just embracing this stretch here. We're going to come back up and do 2 more of those mini planks, holding each one for 10 seconds. Okay, so coming back up, wrists just in front of your shoulders, knees under hips, curl toes under, switch on the core, and let's lift those knees up. So now I want you to picture shining a light from the crown of your head, and you want to shine it just straight in front. Okay, so the head isn't up, it's not dropped down too low, nice and straight in front. And I have lots of bad habits in terms of my head posture during classes, because I'm often looking down when people are looking at the camera, so I need to remind myself as well to set up well. 3, 2, 1, drop your knees and sit back. Okay, and we're going to come up from our last one of these. Okay, curl the toes under, switch on the core, and let's lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's it. Strong through those arms. 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, sit back to your heels. And as you hold here, just walk the hands to the right side of your mat, just feeling a little bit more of a stretch to the left side of your body. And walk over to the other side. And come back to center. And come right back up. Excellent, well done. Okay, so we're going to do another variation of that mini plank. So I'm going to just step forward slightly. Okay, I'm going to curl my toes under again. I'm going to engage the core, and I'm going to lift up. Okay, so keeping my hips exactly as they are, I'm going to straighten one leg back, and then the other, and then come back into my mini plank position. Good. And now I'm going to lead with the opposite leg. So going with my left first this time, and in. So what we're trying to do is eliminate any movement around the hips. Good. And last time, step out, and in, and drop your knees, and sit back to your heels. 3, 2, 1, and come right back up. Well done. Okay, we're going to go into a hip flexor stretch now. So we're going to start by bringing our left foot forward. So have your foot out in front of your knee, shoulders back, up nice and tall. Let's lead with those hips coming forward into our stretch. And now, I think this is the secret to a good hip flexor stretch. Let's try and tilt the hips back. And it's such a subtle movement, so that's me tilting forward. I'm going to try and tilt them back. So a really small movement, and I can feel it so much deeper now through that right hip. And hold here. And come back to center. Okay. Left leg back, right foot forward. These stretches are absolutely brilliant, especially if you're somebody who's sitting at a desk for long periods of time during the day. Tilt your hips back and hold. Deep breaths with these. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center and relax down. Well done. Okay, let's come over onto our sides now. So we're going to start with our head resting right down on the arm, and I always like to have my little pillow or my block between my head and arm. Just keeps me in that neutral position. Okay, bend your bottom knee, keep your top leg straight, and let's bring the foot up in line with your hip. So I want to roll my top hip slightly forward, okay? And I'm going to think about drawing in my belt and connecting my ribs to my hips. So to bring ourselves to a nice straight line position, because at the moment I'm kind of slumped down into my mat here, I'm going to lengthen out my top leg. So flex the foot and try and make it 2 inches longer, okay? And I'm just going to get you to look at me for this and see the difference that it makes. So this is my leg up, foot flexed. I'm going to make it 2 inches longer and see how it pulls me up off my mat. Brings me to a neutral position. So now I'm working an awful lot harder to just maintain this. I'm much more comfortable slumped down into the mat. But to work harder, I have that little gap under my waist and I'm going to maintain that now throughout the exercises. Okay, so my top leg is up. I'm going to start pulsing the foot up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do forward circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's change direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Okay, now I'm going to bring the leg back behind me and think about pushing something really heavy away from you. So as I push back, really create that energy and then back to center. And what I feel is those muscles in my bottom and in the backs of my legs really switching on. Let's do 2 more. And to finish us off, keeping your gap under the waist, bring the leg up a little bit higher and let's pulse here again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bend that knee, come down. Well done, great stuff. That was brilliant. Okay. So, moving your block out of the way, let's come up onto our forearm. Okay, so elbow under shoulder, turn your wrist out, opening up at that shoulder joint. So I want to slide my hips slightly forward and bring my knees in line with my hips. Okay, I'm going to come up onto my knees now in a side plank position. So I'll just show you. So when you're ready, coming right up. And once you're up, roll your top hip forward and tighten in your belt. And we're really drawing up through our side here. So we're working quite hard with this one. And let's just hold. Let's just get familiar with this position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to add some rotations now. Okay. So I'm going to rotate under with my top arm, but my hips aren't going to move. So just make sure that that top hip is forward. Exhale, rotate under. Feeling this in the mid-back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, under. Inhale up. Let's do 3 more here. Exhale, under. Inhale up. Last 2. Last time. And up. And rest down. Great work. Excellent. Okay. So from here, we're going to come over onto our other side and we're going to repeat those exercises. So bringing your block or your pillow with you, bottom knee bent, head resting down an arm, top leg up in line with your hip, roll your top hip forward, tightening your belt to engage the core. Okay, flex your foot, lengthen out that top leg, creating your little gap between your waist and the mat. And let's start with our pulses here. And you can rest that top hand down in front for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do forward circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Let's think about pushing something really heavy away from us and come back in. But as that leg comes back, nothing should change here at your center. So we're still keeping everything engaged, still working quite hard. For 4, 3, 2. So you can have your hand on your waist like I have there, or have it down in front. So whichever you find most comfortable. Okay, keeping your little gap under your waist. Let's bring that leg up higher. And let's pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest down, bending in that knee. Good. Great stuff. Excellent. So it's right here you should be feeling those ones. We're working on those muscles at the outside of the hips, the hip stabilizers, which are really, really important, especially if you're someone who does lots of walking and running. They really help us in terms of reducing our risk of injury if they're nice and strong. Okay, so on our forearm, turning your wrist out. Knees in line with or just barely in front of your hips, but just make sure those hips aren't sitting back too far. Roll them forward, and we're going to come up into our plank. And let's just hold here. One hip stacked on top of the other, tightening in our breath, long through the heart. So your weight here is going through your elbow, I suppose, really, and your forearm, and your knee. Add our rotations, keeping those hips where they are. Exhale, rotate under, and inhale up. This is a great one for any stiff backs. Exhale under, inhale up. 3 more. Last 2. And last time. Exhale under. Well done, great stuff. Okay, let's come over onto our tummies. So I often like to set up, so I have my block just under my forehead. Okay, so if you have your pillow, place it just under the forehead and take the arms out nice and wide by your sides. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is bring myself to neutral. So in this position I tend to have a big arch at my lower back and my belly is really pressing into the mat. To bring myself to neutral, just looking at me, I want to think about lengthening out through my tailbone. Okay, so flattening my back. Okay, so from here I'm lengthening out and I'm going to draw my belly button in. So I'm trying to create that little sensation that there's a gap between my belly button and the mat. And that's going to be really hard to maintain as I start to lift my arms and legs. And I want you to do your best to work in that position. Okay, so what we're going to do is take both legs up, trying to keep that nice little gap. Okay, so gap under your waist. And now let's start pulsing those legs up and down. We're trying to stay really steady through the rest of the body. Relax around the shoulders, lengthening out through the legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Okay, relax into your mat. Good. Bring yourself back to neutral. Tighten in your breath. So lengthen out through here. Okay, we're going to add little back extensions. And this is quite tough because when you come up into your back extension, I can come up nice and high there, but I'm pressing my belly into the mat, so I'm not working in neutral anymore. So my core isn't working as it should be. So to stay in neutral, you'll find that you may not come up quite as high, but don't worry about that. Okay, little gap under your waist, and let's exhale as we lift up and inhale down. Rest the arms down in between. Exhale up, inhale down. Eyes looking at the mat, so we're not lifting our head as well, or sorry, we're not extending at the neck. Eyes stay looking down. 2 more here. Last time. And rest down. Good. Bring your hands in a bit closer to the chest. Your elbows are going to point up towards the ceiling. We're going to push through our hands, come up through all fours, and we're going to sit the bottom right back onto our heels. Deep breaths here, and let's come back. Well done, okay? I'm going to go into an exercise just to loosen out my mid-back, and this one is called threading the needle. So have your hands just in front of your shoulders, knees under hips, there's a gap between the knees. And what I'm going to do with my left arm is I'm going to reach it up towards the ceiling. But I'm trying to keep my posture relatively good here. So what I don't want to do is compensate by sitting right back into it, okay? So try to stay as you are. Reach up and then reach under. So what I want to avoid doing is as I reach under, coming all the way down here, losing my nice setup in all fours. Okay, so we're just going to do 3 on each side. Let's inhale as we reach up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. And we're going to finish on the inhale up and come back to all fours. Okay, let's go on the other side now. Inhale, reach up, and you might find one side is stiffer than the other. Exhale, reach under. Inhale, reach up, and exhale under. Inhale up, exhale under, and last time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down, okay, and sit back to your heels again, reaching forward with your arms. 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. So we're going to finish with one that's a little bit more challenging. Okay, it's another variation of our mini plank. So this time my wrists are going to be well out in front of my shoulders. But I'm going to keep the hips over the knees. So I'm going to take those arms way out. I nearly feel a little bit uncomfortable here, but I'll just demonstrate. First, I'm going to lift my knees up 1 inch. I'm going to exhale as I come forward, so my wrists are under my shoulders. And then I'm going to inhale, bending the knees, coming back, trying to stay in that neutral position. Okay, so when you're ready, set up so your wrists are well out in front of you. Curl your toes under, find your neutral, tighten your belt. Lift your knees up 1 inch, keeping the hips over the knees. Exhale, come forward. And inhale, bend the knees, come back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. So the hips are actually moving forward and back, but not kind of up and down at any point. It's a nice, straight line movement. And last time, exhale, forward. Inhale back, drop your knees, and sit back to your heels. And from here, let's come right up to kneeling. Well done, everyone. Okay, so let's bring our left foot forward. We're going to repeat our hip flexor stretch. Left foot forward in front of your knee. Lead forward with your hips and tilt them back. Really feeling that through the right hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back to center. Left foot back, right foot forward. Lead forward, tilt your hips back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back to center. Okay, so you can bring the foot in a little bit closer, and we're going to push up to center. Excellent, great stuff, well done. Okay. So we're nearly there. We're just going to do a couple of breathing exercises and some stretches for around the neck and shoulders to finish off. So let's start by bringing our chin to our chest. Take one hand up to the crown of your head, apply a little bit of overpressure, and hold here, feeling that stretch at the back of the neck. For 3, 2, 1, come right back up. Okay, bring your right right ear to your right shoulder. Right hand up and over onto your left ear. And just draw into your stretch. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. These are nice ones to do at a desk as well. If you find you get that stiffness around the neck and shoulders. They're so simple and they're really, really effective. I would just encourage you to breathe as you do them. So take nice deep breaths, really helping to relax. And come back to center. Well done. Okay. So as I inhale on this next one, I'm going to draw my shoulders all the way up to the ears. And as I exhale, I drop them down. So I'm going to do 4 like that, alright? So inhale, reach up. 3 more, inhale up. Last 2. Last time. And just roll your shoulders back. So just being really conscious of your posture. Think about your head feeling like a balloon, so it feels nice and light, in a good way. Making your neck feel nice and long. So it's like the head is there drawing up, creating length in the neck. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to finish with some deep breaths. Take your feet a little bit wider. Soften your knees. Bring your arms in together and you're going to scoop them down, around and up as you inhale. And exhale. Come down and let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. And you're done. Great stuff, everybody. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that session. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.